Well, I welcome you all in this channel. Today our topic is the model. We also call them modal expressions. These are must, have to, need to, and should. They are used for rules, necessities, and advice. Today we are going to learn them in detail. Now, first of all, we start with must. Must is used for strong personal rule. It means you decide in your mind with your feelings that this thing is necessary for me or it is important. If not for you, then for others as well. You feel inside that this is 100% important to do right now. So it is your own decision, your personal decision. Therefore, you are using must, right? Then we have to. It means that this is the external law, a rule which is not decided by you, decided by somebody else. For example, the police, the teacher, the boss, the authority, the government, or somebody who is from outside made this rule for you, and now you have no choice but you have to follow it. So we use have to. After have to, we use need to. It means something is necessary for a goal. If you want to achieve something, then it is necessary for you. It is necessary to do this to get a result. For getting a result, for getting a goal, it is important for you or stay healthy, even for health. So need to is lighter than have to, but it is also strong and it is important. And in the end, we have should, a friendly advice. It's a good idea, but you have a choice. You can even say no. So it is just an advice. There is no punishment. Yes, in case of must, you can suffer if you don't follow. You can be a victim. In case of have to, of course, there can be punishment because you are not following the law. In case of need to, again, you can suffer. There can be some harm. But in case of should, there is no punishment. There is no problem if you miss. If you follow, it's fine. If you don't follow, it is also okay. Now, coming to the next slide, we are going to check them in detail. First of all, look at must. It is used for personal feeling. You believe something is necessary, essential, important. It is a strong rule. Use when you decide something is very important. It comes from the speaker's own feeling or strong promise. Formula: subject plus must plus base verb. Very simple formula. We have the noun or pronoun as subject, then we have must as a helping verb, means the model, and then we have the first form of the action verb, right? So examples we can check: I must study hard for my exam tomorrow. So this is my personal decision. Nobody is deciding for me. Nobody is imposing anything. So this is what I am thinking in my mind. I must study hard if I want to get success in my exam tomorrow. So what is compulsory, necessary, essential? That I must study hard for my exam, right? So it is very important. So when something is very important, necessary, we use must. Second example: I must call my grandma tonight. So it is moral obligation. It is necessary from my point of view. It is very important. Maybe I can hurt the feelings of my grandma, or maybe she can get angry or something else. So I think that it is very important, right? I must call my grandma tonight. It is my personal duty, moral duty, right? It's like that. So this is the use of must, and after must we are moving forward, and this time we have to. Have to is used for the rules or laws made by others. So these are not made by you, not personal decisions, right? So external, by somebody else. Use for official rules. Sometimes governments decides, officials they decide. These are the laws. Authorities they make them. If you don't follow, there can be some punishment. You follow this rule because you have no choice at all, right? You have to follow. For example, traffic rules. Take the example, huh? Formula: subject plus have to or has to plus base verb. So why there's a choice between have to or has to? Yes, because sometimes we have the pronouns he, she, it, or the noun, singular noun. So therefore, where we have this kind of situation, we will use has to, right, with he, she, it, or singular noun. But in case of I, we, you, they, we use have to, right? So it means that we have a choice between this one or that one according to the subject. So subject plus one from here, and then we have the action verb in the first form of the verb. So we have two verbs. One is the helping and the second one is the main one. Now, easy examples. You have to show your passport at the airport. This is the law. At the airport, it is necessary, essential. So, I mean, nobody can deny that you have to show your passport. Otherwise, you're not allowed to move forward there and you can't travel. So, for traveling, passport is compulsory and you have to show it, right? So it is that much important. This is the rule, this is the law from authority, and you cannot deny. You have no choice at all. Students have to wear a uniform at school. Now you can see here that this school has made the rule, and of course all the schools, they have this type of rules. So now I mean, the students have no choice at all, right? Students have to. If there is a singular student, a student, then I will use here has to. But if plural are there, so in case of plural form, I will use students have to wear a uniform at school, right? So this is the use of have to, and now we are moving forward to make their comparison. What's the difference? Yes, must and have to. Must is used for inside decision when you are thinking that this thing is important. The obligation comes from your own thoughts. What's the obligation? This idea which tells you that something is very important, necessary, right? So it's a duty. Obligations mean duty, huh? So this obligation comes from your own thoughts and feelings. So you are the person who has generated them, right? Example, I must stop eating chocolate, and I decided this for myself. This is my personal decision. Nobody's imposing, nobody's forcing me, but I believe maybe due to some disease or something like that, I must stop eating chocolate. In case of have to, outside decision. Others, they make the laws, the rules, right? So you have to follow. The obligation comes from a boss, doctor, law, or rule, etc. So we have to follow. Example, I have to stop eating sugar, and who has decided? Yes, my doctor ordered me to do it. So I have to follow the instruction, the order of the doctor, right? So it is like that. This is the difference between must and have to. Now, if we come to need to, it means something is necessary for a result. If you want to achieve something, you have to follow. Use when something is required to achieve a goal or fulfill a body need. Your body needs water, it needs food, etc. So we can use need to here. It is not by authority, it is not by the law, it is something natural. It feels natural and human rather than strict or forced. So this is the difference between need to and have to. Have to is decided by the authority, by somebody else, but in case of need to, it means this thing is necessary, important, but it is quite human, natural. Okay, so it is like that. Formula: subject plus need to or needs to plus base verb. So you can decide between them. If for example there is he, she, it, you will select needs to, right? With singular noun, with he, she, it, needs to, otherwise need to. Examples: I need to drink water because I am thirsty. So it is the requirement of my body. It is the need of the need of my body. I need to. If there was he, I will write he needs to. Is it clear? And then we are coming to the next example. We need to leave now to catch the train. So it is necessary. I mean, if we want to catch the train, we need to leave now to catch the train. So need to is coming for the things which are necessary and important. Now after that we are coming to should. Should is used for good advice and suggestions. Used to give friendly suggestions or advice. So advice which is friendly, lighter than have to and need to. It is not an order or a strict rule. So it is not a something very strict which is imposed. You are free to say no, right? Even you have a choice. You can say yes or no. Formula: subject plus should plus base verb. Very simple formula. After subject you will write down the helping verb should, and then you will write down the first form of the verb. Easy examples: you look tired, you should rest. So this is a friendly advice, right? Friendly suggestion. So if you are looking tired, you should rest. So you can see here, after the subject I am writing helping verb should and then the main verb, and it is the in the first form. You should eat more fruits and vegetables, right? So here the sentence is again subject plus should plus the first form of the verb, which is the main verb, and again it is the advice. Here again there is no compulsion, nobody is forcing you, and you can say yes or no. It is up to you. You can do the implementation you want to follow, you can, otherwise you can deny. It is up to you, right? Now, if we come to the last here table, this table is for comparison. It is also the summary and revision table. Now we can check the modal verbs, their meaning, the strength, and then the easy example. First of all, we have must. Must is used for strong rule from speaker. I mean, if you are the speaker, it means you have decided something, right? So the speaker himself thinks that this thing is necessary or important, and strength is very high, 100%. If you don't follow, you will suffer, you will be the victim. For example, I must study for my test. If I don't study for my test, then I will not pass. So I will be the victim. I will face the consequences. So it is so important. Next, have to. External rule or law. I mean, this is a rule or law which is not made by the speaker, not made by me. It is from the authority, from the other side, right? The strength is again very high, 100%. You have to stop at a red light. You understand, if you don't follow the traffic laws or the other laws of the government authority, then there can be the punishment even, huh? So next we have need to. Action for a goal. So it means that if you want to achieve something, so we use need to. It looks natural. It is not as strict as have to, right? Medium high, 75% strength it has. And for example, we need to buy some food, so it is necessary for our family, for us, otherwise we can suffer, right? Then we have should, and it is only a very simple type of word which helps us to understand that it is an advice, good advice, suggestion. Soft choice, 50% strength it has, and you should wear a coat outside. So if you are going outside, please wear a coat. Now this is only the advice. You can follow or you can deny. Nobody is forcing you, and there will be no punishment from any authority, right? Now we are moving forward. Here we have something very interesting. Be careful. Negative forms change the meaning. How? For example, we are taking the two words must and have to, and we are applying the negative form, and let's see the difference. Now if with must we make its negative, which is must not, in short form we say mustn't, so it becomes the prohibition, forbidden. Now it becomes a rule. You can say that it is a rule or a law from authority. So if you don't follow, the person can suffer, he can be punished. For example, do not do it, it is against the rule or dangerous. Now somebody is stopping me, stopping us, that it is against the rule, okay, so don't do it. So please remember, we if we use must not, it means that this thing is prohibition, or it is basically a type of something which is forbidden. For example is you must not smoke in the hospital. In the hospital, smoking is prohibited, forbidden. It is a law. So now it is no more personal. It is not necessarily the speaker is thinking. It has become a law or rule, as we were using have to in the past, right? But have to in the negative is different. Don't have to. For example, the negative form of have to is don't have to. It is not as strong as must not. Must not is very, very strong. Have to with negative is lighter than must not. It is optional, not necessary. For example, you can do it if you want, but it is not required, right? So this is the meaning. So it is not necessary. If you want, you can do it. Example, you don't have to come on Sunday. you choose. I mean, it is not necessary for you that you come on Sunday. If it is your choice, it is up to you, right? So you can see here that here have to is lighter, and must is very strong with not, and it means that this thing is forbidden, it is prohibited. So this is the difference between them with negatives. And after that we have a very interesting exercise. It is for you that you can solve it silently and find out the reasons, and the answers are written here. You can easily find out the answers. So it is the interesting exercise. You must solve it. I believe it is necessary for you, and you need to solve it. Rather, what should I say? You should solve it. Yes, should is better. You should solve it if you have time, right? So you should solve it. Now we are moving forward, and here we have the questions and summary. Very interesting summary. Remember the golden rule for simple learning. In the end, we can learn the golden rule. What is that? Must, my rule. We use must when this idea is generated in my mind. I have thought. Have to, their law. Have to is used for something which is very important, necessary, but it is not made by me, it is made by the authority, the others. Need to, it is used for necessary goals if you want to achieve something. Should, good advice. So should is used for advice. Thank you very much for listening to me, and please practice making one sentence for each verb today. So this will stay with you, and hope you will learn. In the end, this is the introduction of our platforms, our channels, and for our encouragement, please subscribe our channel as well. Our motto is the English language in a simple and standard way. Thank you very much. See you next time.